Alright, today we're going to look at trying to recognize if a chemical equation is balanced or not. So the bottom line for this is what we need to understand is that during a chemical reaction, atoms are not created and they are not destroyed. So what goes in as far as the elements and the number of atoms of each element must come out. So when we find an equation that is not balanced, this equation doesn't represent a reaction like the ones we looked at in the lab. These have equations that are balanced because what goes in must come out. Atoms are not created or destroyed during chemical reactions. So let's look at the best way to do this. The best way to do this, of course, is to start by labeling your reactants and your products. So I'm just going to start here. These are the reactants. These are what are going into my chemical reaction, and this will be my product. Now, just let me tell you, it doesn't matter how many substances are here and here. This is always the front of the yield sign will always be the reactants, and on the other side of the yield sign will always be the products. So what I want you to do is I want you to just draw a T-chart starting with your horizontal line beneath your yield sign. Yield just means makes, so what goes in must come out, remember? So now let's list the elements here, just like we were doing when we were counting atoms of elements. So here we have Na and Br. And to make it easy on ourselves, we're going to list them the same way on the other side of our T-chart. So we're going to list Na and Br. And then we're just going to count. So how many sodiums do we have? We have one atom of sodium. And how many bromines, Br, do we have? We have 2. All right, on the product side, how many Nas do we have? Well, there's only 1 here. How many bromines? Only 1. These are equal, but these are not. So as soon as something is not equivalent across the equation is not balanced. So in other words, this does not represent a true chemical reaction, so this could never happen in the lab. All right, let's try one more, and then I'm going to leave it to you. All right, so here we're looking at our reactants. Yield, products, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to make a T-chart. We're going to list out our elements. So we have Cu, we have Cl, we have H, and we have S. So we're going to list them the same way here, so it makes it easier for us to look across the equation to see if it's balanced or not. How many Cus do we have, or copper? Well, we have 1 here. How many Cls? Remember, that's that one element, Cl, chlorine. We have 2. How many H's do we have? Well, the subscript 2, we have 2. How many S's do we have? We have 1. Looking at the other side, we have 1 copper. How many Cl's? Looks like we have 1 Cl. How many S's? Looks like we have 1. And how many H's? 1. So obviously these would be equal. These already are not. These are not. It too is not balanced. And that's it for right now.